Hello there, right here. We got a big announcement. They actually come out with the official release date for 1.16, the Nether update. This is just posted on their website. It says they will be releasing it on June the 23rd. That is next Tuesday. They have had a history of releasing on Tuesdays. This will be the full release, meaning that they consider it at a point where it's viable to give out to everybody else who doesn't want to snapshot test it. The majority of bugs should be removed by that time. It says it's coming out on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, iOS, Android, Windows 10, and more. Update will also be available on the Java version and will roll out on Windows, Mac OS, and Linux during the same day. They also have a website which goes in kind of all the details of things that they added, so you can kind of go through and catch up with the basic new stuff. If you guys want to learn all the changes throughout all the different snapshots, make sure to check out that link down below, which I go through every small little change, as well as show cool farms that are unique to 1.16. Now, I still need to do a video showing some sort of major bugs that still exist in the current version. They have been doing a really good job at removing a lot of bugs in these last few days, almost a pre-release every single day. And if you guys haven't already subscribed, make sure to go ahead and do that, as I will be coming out with a lot of videos showcasing all the new 1.16 farms and new tips and tricks which you need for the Nether update. Today is Wednesday, so don't forget guys, after this video is live, we will be doing a snapshot testing stream with the viewers. You guys can jump on a world with me as we check out the newest changes to Minecraft and see what kind of cool things we can implement with them. You can find the IP to the server at my Twitch link. There was a visual problem to do with charging Tridents, and when you had a shield in your offhand, it would make your arm go backwards 90 degrees rather than up and down. It also changes so that when you switch Tridents, there is a visual switch. It also fixes it so if you put the Trident in your offhand and you switch it, it still continues to face forward. It also fixes a problem to do with Tridents being reversed when put in the offhand. If you give any item a tag that is a flower tag, which is what most flowers have, and then try to feed it to a mushroom cow, it would actually crash a game. Now, the reason why you feed different flowers to mushroom cows is actually so that when you use empty bowl in them, you get different types of suspicious stews. Very useful thing. There was a problem if you chose the floating islands and then create a world without actually customizing by choosing which biome you wanted, you would just spawn an empty world. Let's go ahead and give it a try. It looks like it just defaults to the plains. When entering or leaving the swimming mode, players' arms were being moved asymmetrically. Now it's symmetrical. There was a problem to do with the large ferns. So if you bone meal a small one, it turns into a large one. And if you would harvest it, it was only producing one little fern, similar to a little guy. So you can see you got one from that one. And if I break this one, you can see now there is two. Go ahead and pick them up. Now I've got two out of a big one. That's the way it should be. That way you can constantly keep growing them and getting more out of your harvest. They fixed it so you can now once again build another portal in creative by using the set block command. So there you go. It's right there. And it works great. You can go in to another. Now there has been quite a few bugs to do with leads and going through portals. They used to duplicate, and then recently they stopped working all together when taking a mob through. So let's go ahead and pull it through, and the leads would just vanish and you wouldn't be able to find them again. Let's go ahead and look on the other side, and we should be able to find the cow plus the lead. Okay, there's the lead, there's the cow. Awesome. We got it back. There was a bug that actually pigs would accumulate speed when going through water. I never actually ran across this during our testing, but it did sound pretty weird, and they have went ahead and removed that. There was a real problematic bug to do with when bees with passengers would fly through a village at night. Very specific type of bug, but it was causing problems, so it was fixed. The last updates, they made it so that piglins could sometimes have enchanted armor on them, but there was such a problem where they were getting too many enchantments on their armor. Sometimes we're actually getting the same enchantment twice, so they went ahead and fixed it. Now in the floating biome, there was a problem that passive mobs were not actually spawning because they kind of seen this as being an end dimension. But now you can see once again we got our passive mobs spawning in. In the last couple of snapshots, there was a problem where grass was decaying too fast when it was underneath water. You guys actually might have came across this during ProtoSky, which is Extreme Nether Skyblock World that we're doing with Twitch subs and Patreons, because they were making a passive mob farm to collect a lot of fox. We need tons of fox to get emeralds. Or actually trade with the water rank trader. It's a huge, complicated Skyblocks challenge that I put together over the last 5 years. It should be a lot of fun, but they actually changed it so that grass won't decay as fast. Hopefully won't have problems when making these farms when we start up that series. If you guys would like to join the series, you guys can check out all the information on my Patreon page, which is linked below. And I will be doing a Let's Play series here on my YouTube channel with all the subs and Patreons. They fixed a crash where if you would burn a tree while being in a custom dimension, it would cause a null pointer exception. The custom worlds are something you can do now. I believe Random Games is going to make a video explaining how it's possible. You guys can check that out on his YouTube channel. He's the guy that made that really cool gold farm that Iscal used. They fixed a problem to do with structure blocks. If you would save different entities inside of it, despite them having different NBT tags, the structure block would save them all as being the same. This also was applying to tile entities, and now this should be fixed. Now I don't think we ever ran into this problem ourselves when we're testing stuff, but there is weird circumstances like mobs that are writing things, like if you put boat down and this boat has some guys writing it, and then you would save this. I don't think it's going to save them inside the boat. Go ahead and save it, and then we will pick block it, and we will load it. Yes, it doesn't save the guys inside. And there's also that problem where it waterlogs blocks when they shouldn't be, which I showed in the last review. So hopefully they can like do more things with structure blocks because they're very useful in creative, and they could definitely be more useful as well. I used to use MCEdit, but it hasn't been updated since 1.12, so I've been using a lot of structure blocks to save stuff and transport it into different worlds. Now besides pre-release 8, there's also pre-release 7 that came out recently. And they did quite a few different changes in this one, including the strider texture for both right and left leg were exactly the same. Problem with skeletons is not spawning very frequently inside of a soul sand valley. So they should be a little bit higher spawns, which we will have to test and see how our skeleton only farm does now with these changes. And since the full release is coming out pretty soon, this is when I'll start doing the majority of my tests, especially the stuff that's really specific. As prior, it probably wasn't worth it so much to put time into it, as they do so many changes along the way, you just end up doing a lot of testing. In the previous release, they changed it so lava would actually push you, but then there's a problem that players cannot actually jump out of the lava if there's only one block jump. And you can see it works again. Now the recent tweaks that they did to the zombified piglins, or what you guys probably know as the pigmen, mean that they weren't actually dropping the same amount of XPs as they used to. They went ahead and actually changed it back, so once again they should drop those lovely XP orbs. There was a problem with stalls that were on the wall would sometimes create Z fighting. This is where they're not sure if they should show this block or another block beside them. And then both blocks sort of kind of end up showing at once. Overall, as well as general gameplay music can be played in the Nether in creative mode. That was a bug and has been fixed. There was a problem with turtle eggs and how they were checking to see if they should hatch. They're actually checking too far downwards to see if they had sand underneath of them. A couple of guys were actually testing this during our last stream. They never did hatch. I guess it was actually a bug, and it's been fixed now. So now they should hatch if they're on sand. They can also be on red sand. They fixed this kind of weird problem where the player would constantly be on fire and they get extinguished when in creative and standing into fire. Now you can see the fire flames are always showing, and then when you leave, they're just removed. Sort of different than survival. There was a bug to do with the world border and no longer being wholly solid. This was causing people to actually get stuck inside of it. Go into survival, we actually no longer can even stand in it. In the past, you could actually stand inside of the world border, and you can see that's no longer the case. So they definitely did some changes. Now I did show how you can actually use the world border as an elevator. Pretty funny, and there's some other weird stuff which you could do out here, like make cursed blocks. And a bunch of other things that we showed when we actually reached all 12 world borders on ProtoTech, our survival world that we play on. And you can see all the weird stuff that we did with the links I provided down in the description. Two nice little pre-releases, plus the announcement of the full release, which is pretty amazing and awesome to look forward to. And don't forget guys to join our snapshot testing stream, as well as share this video with your favorite Minecrafters so they can learn about all the cool things in 1.16. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!